Top of the morning, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some news concerning Arslanbek Makhmudov. Arslanbek Makhmudov obliterates Miljan Rovcanin. That's his name. Makhmudov, made short work of Miljan Rovcanin in a heavyweight clash Saturday in Quebec, Canada, dropping him twice in 2 rounds and ultimately knocking him out in the second. The bout served as the co-main event of the card, promoted by the Eye of the Tiger and headlined by Christian Mbili and Mark Heffron at Center Gervais Auto. Makhmudov, now 19-1 with 18 KOs, sent Rovcanin, which is 27-4-18, flying through the ropes in the opening round, first stunning him with a left hand, then blasting him off his feet with a glancing right. The knockdown blow hit Rovcanin's shoulder before his head carried force to lift Rovcanin into the air. Rovcanin, which is 30 years old, rather than flee from the treat, stepped right into Makhmudov and nailed him with a few shots when the action resumed. Makhmudov was coming off his first loss to Caballero, and he was KO'd, of course, how Caballero just KO'd Frank Sanchez, okay? And let me counterpunch. I think with anybody like Makhmudov, he's going to bring excitement. I think he needs to work on his defense a lot more. I think he needs to work on his basic fundamentals because, I mean, anybody can go in there and blast out a guy, but when that doesn't work, what happens? Okay? The same thing happened in the fight with Caballero. When he showed people that he could, in fact, take the offense away from Makhmudov, it was over with. Caballero knew what to do and how to do it, and he did it perfectly. You know, and Caballero's, he's really good at getting his opponents to the ropes. And then when he does, he turns into Mickey Ward with left hooks and right hooks, jabs to the body. Kind of puts you in the mind of a much sharpened Joe Frazier, because Joe Frazier used to hit you to the body like that. You know, then he'll do a little dance with working that gut, okay? And that's gut he worked for Arslanbek. Well, Arslanbek's back. I'm glad to see him back. It's strange, though. We didn't hear anything about the injury being healed. That's the strange thing about that, you know, because that was supposed to have been, oh, he had a injured hand or whatever going into that fight, you know, so you wonder how true that is. But, you know, Arslanbek Makhmudov, he's exciting to say the least. You know, he'll get you in and out of there, and I think he could be marketed. Eye of the Tiger Promotions is, you know, expect a knockout. Either he's going to knock you out or he's going to get knocked out. You know, I mean, those kind of guys can go far. You know, the Derek Chisora-ish kind of fighters. He's not in that category yet, but it looks like how his career is going to go. He will fit into that category perfectly, you know, because of his style. I will say about this fight with Rovcanin, I think that punch was a little behind. It was behind the head. And I think any referee should have saw that. When you injure somebody, because he caught him with a nice right hand and the chopping right hand to the jaw, but the one that hit him and knocked him through the ropes was an illegal punch. Okay? You know, the only time you give leeway to someone throwing wide punches is the fighter leans his head in to initiate that type of area to get hit in. But that wasn't the case, I don't think. You know what I mean? You throw wide punches and it sways and circles around the head. That's a rabbit punch. And I don't think that's something that should be practiced by Makhmudov. And I've seen a lot of that by him, because anybody else would see that, a referee. That could be grounds of point deductions or disqualifications. So just keep that in mind. I know he's rugged. I know he's tough. I know he's awkward. But at some point, someone needs to notify that those opponents that get in the ring with Makhmudov, like, hey, this guy does have habits, and the habits are, he swings a little bit too wide and he does hit behind the head. Andy Ruiz has that same problem but he's shorter, so he has to punch wider, especially someone with fast hands and fighting someone, with a high guard. You do want to come around those guards, you know what I mean? Because the guards are high. You want to flush place to punch, and if you're punching wide enough, they will land somewhere. But Makhmudov, that swayed way too much behind the head, and those could be actually fatal to the opponent. But I'm glad to see him back. He's in the winning column with another knockout. You guys tell me what you think of Arslanbek Makhmudov knocking out his opponent in 2 rounds. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch.